If you haven't seen the most recent episode of The Flash entitled, I Know Who You Are, there's spoilers ahead. I will be talking about who Savitar is and the major colossal question that it raises for me. So, let's talk. Welcome to Durbania, I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler review for Season 3, Episode 20, entitled, I Know Who You Are from The Flash. The Flash right now is my favorite superhero CW show. It's managing just to continue to hold my attention. Will they save Iris from being killed? Who knows? But this episode, again, continued just to be fantastic for me. First thing that really had me going with this episode, every single time you had Cisco, you had Vibe facing off Killer Frost, I was just like, no, his hands! Don't let her get his hands! Every single time these two faced off, that was the exact thought in my head. And I was on the edge of my seat like, no, you can't do it. They can't do it. They can't do that to Vibe. They have to change the future. They can't do that to him. And it had me on the edge of my seat. That was thing number one that I just thought was so cool, especially when Barry was leading Killer Frost through the city to get her back to Cisco so he could use his Vibe powers and knock her out as she's like surfing on that whole thing of ice going all the way through. It was really cool to get more of an extent of her powers. I'm not sure if we've seen the full extent of the powers of Killer Frost, but it was really cool to just kind of see her be that powerful. Did remind me a little bit of The Incredibles. Didn't bother me even a little bit. It was just awesome to see Killer Frost and see her powers on display. The other thing that was interesting to me was bringing Tracy Brand into this, who's the scientist who figures out how to trap Savitar in the Speed Force. And what's interesting about her is I thought her character was immediately likable, but HR, just took that and made it better. The chemistry between Tracy Brand and HR was amazing in this episode. And I already love, this is my favorite version of HR that has showed up on this show. And I hope this is the version that they keep around. I hope they don't switch it up again next season, because I really do like this version of HR. He's just so great. He's hilarious. I don't know. He's a great upbeat part of this show. And the chemistry between him and Tracy Brand was just awesome. In one episode, I cared about it. Joe and Cecile, yeah, whatever. They love each other. I like Joe, so I want Joe to be happy. I want him to love her, but there we go. But what was most interesting to me was HR and Tracy Brand. I just really liked their chemistry. I liked her personality, and her personality meshed really well with his personality. And then I like how she's, figuring out how to use Savitar's, own Speed Force against him. So that is just super interesting to me. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with that. And lastly, the big reveal that Savitar is indeed, everybody in the comments who guessed this, congratulations, you were 100% right, the future Barry Allen. There are so many questions that are raised by seeing a future Barry Allen step out of that suit. That scar all down his face. What else occurred in this guy's life where he's got this huge scar on his face that took him on such a dark path to evil to go back in time and kill Iris? That's something that I'm looking forward to figuring out. What is the motivation? What on this green earth went down with this future Barry to make him that angry that he would go back in time and wreck his past? So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. However, the revelation that it is a future version of Barry Allen that is Savitar raises one huge colossal question to me. Isn't the future now different? So if they've made different choices now already, has the future timeline changed? If so, wouldn't that change the future events and all the events leading up to Barry Allen becoming Savitar? So just by the nature of Barry going to the future, figuring out about Tracy Brand, coming back to the present, and changing the sequence of events that occur, wouldn't that be more than enough to defeat Savitar? Clearly it's not. It's just, whenever you get time travel involved in something, it raises those questions for me, because I don't know, it seems Savitar knew all this stuff was going to happen the way it happened anyway, the way he knew Cisco was going to hide in the rafters, the way he knew every single word that Barry Allen was going to say when he's facing off Killer Frost in that trade. So, and why didn't he kill Tracy? He moves faster than the Flash, right? Couldn't he just kill Tracy, then save Killer Frost in like the blink of an eye, but no, he didn't do that. So there's so many questions left open here, and I don't think those are flaws. I think those are intentional things left open to draw us in with some really good questions to be like, what is still going on here? And I know, I'm reasonably sure the Flash will answer this colossal question because they've done a good job handling time travel so far in the show, but are the line of events leading to that future changed just by Flash going into the future and coming back with that knowledge and changing things? Like, has it changed, or is everything still playing out exactly as it was before? Or, here's another question. If the Flash can't go back in time and change events in the past that alter the flow of time in the timeline now, isn't it just as bad to go into the future, get information, and bring it back to the present, which would then be the past, and changing events that are going on? There's a lot of deep philosophical questions here. Point is, I'm super excited. Colossal question in all. Like, I seriously am wondering, did he change the future? Has he changed the sequence of events? And will that stop Savitar? I don't know. Are they going to save Iris? They have to save Iris, right? Like, they have to. What did you think of this episode of The Flash? Make sure to let me know in the comments. While you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Next to the subscribe button is that bell. Click that bell. That way you're notified the moment I drop more videos. Gonna be talking about my next favorite show of all time a little bit later. Is it today yet? I don't know. Wednesday in the afternoon. There we go. That's coming. And lots of really cool videos coming up. So just make sure you hit that bell. That way you are notified the moment those videos drop. I'm Durbin. Thank you for checking out Durbania.